Hey everyone, I just wanted to pop on real quick and create a quick video for you on how to use literacy footprints. I know that there's a lot of things going on, and I thought this might be the easiest way for you to do a quick rundown on all the different things Literacy Footprints has to offer. I would still be more than happy to meet with you or your grade level team to dig deeper into things if you would like. I've provided a tips and trick sheet in an email previously, but I'm going to go ahead and actually hard copy and pop them in your mailbox. Some of the more frequent questions and the directions on how to do it, then to also go along with this video. I'm going to try and keep this short and sweet because I know that you've got a lot to do, but I know that I'm a visual learner, and being able to see this, I'm hoping might help some of you get through this process a little bit easier. So once you're logging into your Literacy Footprints account, you're going to come up to your dashboard, and this is what you're going to see. Read books, assessment kit, your groups, students, book assignments, the resource center, support, and professional learning, as well as your classroom settings. Basically, your classroom settings are just going to be the name of your classroom or your group and your username. So nothing too exciting, or nothing, no real reason that you're going to have to go into that area. Professional learning is a great one because it's going to have some different videos for you to view if you would like to on some different things, such as a word study during guided reading groups or assessing your students remotely. And there's a whole section on literacy footprints with running records so that you can assess your students as well as enter that data so that it will plot the information for you, which is pretty cool. Also, there's another introduction video to the digital reader, some beginner steps on doing a remote reading group. Also, just some other introduction to guided reading tools can be found here. Oops, I'm sorry about that. It also switches because I have both building access and a personal classroom. So good to know if you need some of your students' books shelves expanded because they might be below grade level or they might be above, please let me know and we can go ahead and click those boxes for you to take care of that. You as a teacher are limited to a certain band of books, but as an administrator, I have the power to go ahead and change some of those pieces. So if you need that, please let me know. If you go into support, it's just going to kind of be more things from the company if you'd like, further articles or information. The resource center, again, is just going to provide you with your data button and some other things, but we can get into these pieces later. They're not going to be anything that you're going to want to use kind of right off the bat. This also did this to me last time too when I hit that button. So once you get back into here, and it's going to show you back at your dashboard, you are going to have a couple different options to do some really cool and easy stuff. So first of all, I have already uploaded all of your students for you. The username and password is going to be the same. It's their first name and then their last initial. They had to have 6 characters. So if they did not have that, I just added on an extra letter from their last name. We could not have duplicates within the building. So if any child had the same first name with last initial, I just continued to add letters on to extend that. So that's why I also went and did those for you too, because we had over about 50 kiddos that needed to be switched for. But we're really trying to keep it easy from K to 5 and make it very streamlined. So if ELD was trying to use this with you, TC, myself, or you, it would be easy for the kids to log in and access their accounts. From there, let's go into the Students tab first. In here, you're going to find all of your students. Now, you're going to need to put in their reading level, and this needs to be their instructional level, okay? Because that's going to be what they were in F&P. Then, right now, Kellen's not assigned to a group, but you can see some of my other students are, and I'll show you how to do that. It'll have the grade level, and then these tools are just going to be to help you maneuver around. Pencil is going to be the biggest one for you. This is where you're going to go in and edit. So I can say that he was in a B, actually it was an A for F&P. If I'd like to put him in a group, because I've created groups, I can select one. So I'm going to select Reading Recovery. From there, you can see his username and his password. But down here, when you're clicking boxes, please select the books at their independent level. So up here is their instructional. Down here is going to be independent. We want to pick books that when he goes into his bookshelf, he can read without any trouble. It's going to be very important. So an example might be if he's a level J, you might want to go down to a level G or level H so that they're pretty easy books for them to read because it's going to already fill or populate that bookshelf for you. Now, the mask is super great because this is going to give you a sneak peek into what your students are seeing. And like I talked about before, here's his bookshelf, already filled with books at that level for him. It doesn't share the level for him, but you know what the levels are. And you can see that when assigning. It's going to have, oops, pop me back out. If you hit the mask at that point, it'll show you up here, it'll bring you right back to his dashboard. Assigned books. Assigned books are books that you can make for an assignment. So let's say for tomorrow for reading group, I wanted to use a bike ride for Jack. I'd simply go in and assign the book to him, so it'd be ready to go. Now, once he reads a book that you have assigned, it's going to automatically, and he marks that he read it, because at the end there's a place to do that, it's going to automatically, I'm sorry, it keeps bumping me out of there, pop it into his book bag. So the way you want to think about this is the bookshelf is going to be his book bin that he's reading every day during Reader's Workshop. They're those books that are easy for him to read. The assigned books are going to be what you're doing with them at Guided Reading Group or your LLI group. And then once he's read the assigned books, it's going to go into his book bag. From there, he can continue to read the book. Once he's read the book in his book bag 3 times, it's now going to become an easy book and go into the bookshelf. Again, we can go through that if you'd like. But when he scrolls through his book, which obviously this is way higher than a reading recovery kiddo is reading at this time, but I wanted to show what it looks like, he's going to mark read. And once we get to that 3rd time, it's going to pop it onto the bookshelf. If he really liked it, he can mark it as favorites, and there'll be a spot for them to show that as well. Okay. Nope, didn't hit it for me. I thought I was going to get lucky on that time. Sorry, guys. So now you can see if I click favorites, anything he's marked as a favorite is going to be there as well. Book bag. And then these are settings, which he's not going to need to deal with. However, if he wants to change his character, simply hit change character and they can select a new one. Or if you notice that it might be too girly of a character for one of your little boys or vice versa, you can come in and change it for him. And that's what the student dashboard is going to look like. All right, now everyone's been asking about groups. So there's a couple of things we can do here. If you would like to assign a book, you can assign it through book assignments to groups or to students. You could also go through the student tab or the group page tab to add books too. Let's go into groups. Super easy. Hit add new group. Let's say this is going to be my blue group. I hit create, done. Book assignments, simply hit book assignments, assign book, and now you can go ahead and select what title you would like. Let's say we are looking for a level F. I can simply click the level Fs and they're all going to come up right here for me. Now you're going to notice some buttons along here at the top. The heart stands for favorite, the check mark's going to be that they've read the book, but this video camera, this purple button, is going to let you know that there's going to be a video that goes along with the text. Now, I'm going to assign this book for tomorrow, but it's already going to be in his assignment, so we want to make sure that he doesn't go in and read that. And he's all set. The book has been assigned by level left to my blue group. So far, no one has read the book, but I've also not assigned anyone to that group. Are you with me so far? If I go back to my students and I go back to the pencil and I click this group button, now you'll see here's the option for blue group, my guppies, my LLI, my reading recovery, my starfish, whatever group I want to put them in. Let's say I'm moving Kellen to the blue group, and you can switch them. They don't have to stay there. I hit save, and if I hit Kellen's mask, there it says blue group. If I hit the mask, and I now come back in here and sit assigned books, there it is. Once he clicks in the book, this little arrow, because it had the purple camera, if I click it again, it's going to have a book introduction. You could read and do your own book introduction, or if you'd like to, you could just enlarge this for the whole group and present the book this way.
So today we're going to read Brandon's
like
New School. And brand new, up in this line here, new.
Again,
school.
I would definitely check them out before using them to make sure there's something that you want to be shared or you want to spend that much time on in your group, but it's up to you. There's also a word study piece, a guided writing piece. Some of them you're going to find lesson plans. There's a folder on some of them also that's going to give you the opportunity to go ahead and have some extra activities that you could add and send home, tic-tac-toe boards, high frequency word practice, different things like that. So there's a lot of great things hidden in here. All right, hit the mask to get out. So book assignments. I can come in here and see all the different assignments that I've already done. If I want to assign a book, I can simply hit that. And now I can decide if I want to assign a group or if I want to assign it just to one student. If I choose to assign it to a student, I can pick the kiddo and I can select the book. Let's say, I was looking to see if I could do this one. Let's say The Naughty Rabbit. And I want it for, let's say this one for Thursday. And there you go. All right, I think I've pretty much covered everything. The biggest takeaways for you to remember is when you're setting up your student, make sure that it says their F&P level. And then when you go to check the boxes, you're checking those boxes for their independent level. So the books will go on their bookshelves. If you want to assign an activity or a book, you may do it through the group, through the student, or this book assignments tab. And once the student has read the book, it's going to be dropped into their book bag. Once that book's been read at least 3 times, it'll be dropped back then onto their bookshelf, where they'll be able to access it over and over again. Again, if you have any questions or want to know more, please let me know. But that's just kind of a quick glance at the few things that you can do with our literacy footprints. Oh, I'm so sorry. I also forgot. If you wanted to go into the assessment kit, there are 2 book titles for each level. And once you click in there, you're also going to find the running record that you can print off. Also, it's under resources too, that you can print those off as well. Then the cool part is once the kiddo reads the book, at the very end is going to be the option, if you want it, to enter all of that score information. Let's say it's Mason. Let's say it was independent. Continue assessment at a reading level B. I hit save assessment and done we are. Okay, and we can go into more of that later. I feel like right now I've given you enough information. So go ahead and play around. If I can help you with anything, please let me know and have a great day.